I'd like to welcome everyone to today's edition of the Software Spotlight, your front row seat to the latest innovations in AI-powered software for small business. I'm Michael Burnswide, your host. Each week, we're joined by executives from leading software companies to get an insider's perspective on the emerging technologies, business strategies, and marketing trends shaping the future to boost productivity and growth in your business. Be sure to visit our website, softwareoasis.com, to access our free AI weekly newsletter and sign up for our upcoming 2024 AI webinar series. Today, I'd like to welcome to the Software Spotlight Marc Gawith. He's the head of business development at Pictory AI. They're located in the US in Bothell, Washington. And I'd like to welcome him to the show today. Pictory is an AI-powered platform that transforms text materials like scripts and blog posts into professional videos quickly and efficiently. Today, Marc and I will cover how Pictory helps content marketers generate more leads and boost sales by turning any content into highly shareable videos using the power of AI, fast, scalable, and affordable. So welcome to the show, Marc.
Thanks, Michael. Thanks for having me. Excited to talk to you about Pictory, where we started, where we're going, ultimately what problem we think we can solve. And I just appreciate you having me on.
Wonderful, wonderful. I really appreciate you taking the time out and want to dive right into things. So I was hoping you could provide our listeners, I know a lot of them have been following the solution, and the trajectory has been a pretty quick growth and arrows straight up. And there must be a reason for that. Obviously, you're providing something the market is needing. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about Pictory and how the company came to be?
Yeah, absolutely. So, as Michael mentioned, I'm the head of business development, partnerships, and sales now here at Pictory. So, kind of running all of the, I guess you'd say, the revenue operations, as it were, for our company. But my background is in video itself. I come from a video software. Several years ago, was head of business development at that company. It was a live streaming application, helped them grow the company kind of pre-pandemic, early pandemic days. Spent some time also in the video space on the back end, like from a CDN perspective, working with companies that make and build software encoders and decoders and live stream video players. So I know a lot about video and have built and amassed shall we say, a Rolodex, to use a term that maybe dates myself a little bit,
Sure.
about, in this video space. So when I joined the company about a year ago, Pictory was, just a handful of people, really at that point back in January of 2023, looking to really go from where they were at that point, which was focusing on content creators, is where they were seeing a lot of the I guess you could say the early success YouTubers, and the like, people that were trying to create faceless videos and monetize that content on YouTube. But, at that point it was, we love that market, we serve that market really well, but then how do we work on going more up market, and what does that look like? And how do we partner with companies to bring the Pictory product into their own product and into their own solution, building our solution into their product via our APIs. And, so that's when I joined the company, was back in January of last year. And, we've really seen a lot of growth and a lot of success over the last year, rightfully so. I think everything that's happened in the AI space has just, kind of that rising tide lifts all boats, so to speak. It
Sure.
has brought a lot of people in the door, which has been helpful. But one of the things that we noticed, I guess early on, the reason that Pictory came about was our founders. They had a previous company, and one of the big challenges that they had at their company, they had about 500 people on staff, but only one video creator, and that video creator was overworked. They couldn't, pump out enough content. People were creating different video prospectuses, to have a video created, and there was this huge backlog, right? So as the
Sure.
old saying goes, there's got to be a better way. And they have a background in enterprise software. So, at that point they started to kind of figure out, is there a way to help people in like a marketing function at an organization take content that they're already creating and turn that into video. And that's essentially how Pictory was born. And, we've continued to iterate on that, and we've continued to develop, different functions and features. And, now, as Michael said at the top of the show, we have the script to video, the blog to video, edit videos using text. So being able to take a video, upload it, transcribe it, and then edit the transcription to edit the video, and then the ability to turn videos and photos into a video. So like the kind of the idea of like an iMovie, sort of approach. So lots of different things that we've developed, but really the idea is helping people take their existing content and turning it into a new video. So breathing new life into your content through the use of video.
And are there, channels that you see companies using to get the content repurposed that seem to be the most used cases in terms of channels?
Are you saying like kind of the use case, or what types of content we see repurposed most often?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely say, blog posts are a big part of it, just because we have the blog to video experience on our website. So you can go directly, once you have a Pictory account, you can just enter the URL for your blog. It will pull the article into of that video, or of that article, and then create a video out of those snippets of text by matching the text to our stock image and stock video library, but also allowing you to upload your own images as part of it. So, that's a very common way that people are doing it. I would say for the most part, our most widely used, I guess you could say, solution is our script to video aspect of what we do. It's just from people that are using it to create explainer videos, maybe for a product, to people that are using it to, create almost like a listicle type of video. We also
Sure.
see a lot of people in education that are taking text-based learning documents and turning it into videos. So, one of the things about video is we as humans can retain video at a rate of almost 95% when you watch something versus 10% when you read it the first time. So, having the ability to, watch something and interact with that, being that, video is now always in front of us and it's the thing that everyone is trying to figure out, I think it just lends itself to that. The way that I use it is for my podcast. So
Sure.
I'll record my podcast. I'll upload the finished version into Pictory. I will, obviously then be able to use Pictory to pull out the snippets, or like some relevant, I guess, mic drop moments that I like to call them, that I can use to, put on LinkedIn or, various social channels to get people to, see, this is what this person had to say. If you're interested in checking out the full episode, here's the link to, the podcast recording on Spotify or all the various, podcast platforms. So
Sure.
lots of
And I think
various
that,
ways.
yeah, that's a neat use case. Obviously, there are quite a few podcasters like yourself and like myself that are looking to get people to their long form content. And obviously, giving a sneak peek or a little taste of a video is a great way to get people to the longer form content. Can you talk a little bit towards, obviously, AI is a big component of the solution. A little bit of how AI is used within the solution and some of the capabilities that it enables.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you look at the script to video, I guess, component, just uploading text and then turning that into a video, The AI is used through our image matching algorithm. So as I mentioned previously, when you provide text into Pictory, it will match the text to our stock video and stock image library. So we will use AI to go through and match the text to any relevant images and videos. We do videos first, and we have an algorithm that we use to find and match that text to the stock video library to have a representative background video to what's actually being shared and said through the text.
Sure.
So that's one way that we do it. Same way with the blog to video. We actually will take the blog, the full blog article, and then using AI, we will pull out and identify the best sentences or paragraphs in that blog that basically summarize the blog. That gives you kind of the Cliffs Notes version of of that article, and then from there it uses the image matching technology as well to match the text in that blog to relevant images. The edit videos using text. So uploading a long form video, transcribing it. We then use AI to go through the transcription to pull out the best sentences that make up a time-based summary. So if you upload let's say it's a 30-minute podcast, you can select anywhere from 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes, and get a summary or get the best 5 minutes of that 30-minute video to share, kind of as if you missed the episode or if you weren't able to watch the whole thing, here's the best 5 minutes out of what we, just discussed. So we use AI in a variety of different ways to do that. We're not like traditional AI companies or most companies you think about with AI. The first one that comes to mind, right, is ChatGPT. Good or bad, depending upon where you sit on the fence. But ChatGPT is prompt based. We are not prompt based. We are your own content in. That same content comes out. We just add a video spin to it. So we're not using large language models to create something net new out of what you give us. It's the exact same content. We're just taking it and adding that video spin to it.
Great. No, and I think that's so important because there are so many companies and marketers that are, trying to add to the internet and trying to add, some unique content and something that at the end of the day, helps their brand stand out from what's in a crowded market. And it sounds like a great way to really do that. Are there different types of organizations that you're seeing use the solution the most, or best use cases, or most creative ways of using the platform that may not come to mind right off?
Yeah, wow, that's a really good question. And yes, there are a lot of creative ways that people are using it. One way that comes to mind is there's a company that does custom software development for the U.S. government, and they basically build software for them. And once the software integration is built, they're using Pictory to create an explainer video of all of the walkthroughs of all of the screenshots that basically explain, here's what you do here, here's what you click on. So every step along the way, when they are going through the process, they will take a screenshot or a 3-second little clip of that specific section of the software, and then they will accompany that with a script. And all of that is being created as basically an explainer video for how they can interact with this new software integration or this new solution that they have built. So I think that's a really interesting way that one that really kind of stands out to me as a way to leverage video in a way that maybe most people aren't thinking about it. There's also the other ways like education, marketing, all of those things that that I think most people kind of think about. But
Sure.
when you think about some of those ways where that doesn't immediately come to mind, again, it it is kind of education based, or it's training based, because you're training someone on how to, use something. But the fact that
Very
they're, kind
specialized.
of,
Yeah.
yeah, specialized, exactly. So
So, if you were to look at the solution where it's at right now from where it was even just a few months ago, are there is there like a feature or two that come top of mind that really set the solution apart from what's in the market? Obviously, you guys were one of the first to get into this space of the market, and it's evolved quite a bit.
yeah, that's a really good question too. I don't think there's one necessarily standalone feature that
Hmm.
would separate it. I think it's the fact that with Pictory, you can do a lot of different things with your content. There are a lot of companies out there that will allow you to take a long form video and cut it up into a bunch of short form videos. There are other companies out there that will allow you to do text to video and some flavor of that.
Hmm.
But there's not, I don't, to my knowledge, I don't think there's any company that's allowing you to do text to video, blog to video, and video summarization or edit videos using text in one platform,
Yeah, and
through one subscription.
I have to say, I would agree with you. I mean, I think having used the product myself, I think the ease of use is obviously probably the number one thing that stands out to me. I mean, obviously there's a lot of functionality built into it, but
Yep.
let's face it, most people that are using any solution, it's not the focus of their day. They're probably, working on a lot of other parts of their business, and it might just be one thing they jump into or out to, based on a requirement or a need, or someone
Yeah.
threw a project at them, unexpectedly in the middle of whatever else they were focusing on doing. And yeah, ease of use, I think, is probably huge, for a lot of users.
Yeah, and that's a really good point you bring up. And actually I just posted something on LinkedIn earlier in the week, because we did a end of year wrap video. So anyone that has a paid account with Pictory and has created, I think, more than a handful of videos, we basically kind of took a look at every video that they created on their account over the last year. So when I got mine, it said that I created 268 videos in the course of 2023, which that is not my day job. My day
Yeah,
job
yeah,
is leading revenue functions, right, for our team, and having conversations with companies about partnerships and API integrations, and all of those things, right. The video piece is part of what I do, but the fact that I was able to create 268 videos through the use of Pictory and still continue to do everything that I'm tasked to do, on a daily basis, and that I need to
sure.
do to make sure that this company continues to grow. Like that part for me was
That's
really,
crazy.
interesting, because I mean that's a video every other day, when you think about it. And maybe there's some videos in there that are duplicates. So let's say it was 200 videos. Like, that's still a lot of videos to create throughout the
It's
course
a
of a
lot.
year for one person. Oh, and
Right.
by the way, I was able to do that with an account that basically cost me $450 for the year. So when you look at it, each video cost me less than $2. I mean, to think about the trade-off, and to think about the value proposition there, like, that's it's huge for companies and for people that are interested in creating videos but have existing content that they want to repurpose into video. If you're a writer, if you're a news reporter, if you're a journalist, let's say, and you want to take that news article, that piece that you just wrote, and turn it into a quick little video that summarizes and shares the highlights, the bullet points, the cliffs notes of what you just wrote in a long form article, but turn it into a 30-second video that you could share on Instagram or TikTok. You can do that now. and you can do it really, really quickly, easily. So, I think that part of it, to your point, is the ease of use is just has that's what AI has done, right? For industries like this, has made video creation easier, and less scary for most people that are interested in doing more with video.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was going to say, I don't know if you can quantify it, but in terms of time and resources and the like that the companies are saving by using a solution like this, have you been able to put together any measurable statistics or numbers to something like that, or I mean, it's just obviously clear that it is saving time.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to think about it, because I come from a video world, and doing traditional video editing, with things like Premiere and, even like Final Cut, and even as simple as iMovie, right? That process in and of itself, like if I think about one video that I made 2 years ago with iMovie, like it was
Right.
an hour and 45 minutes, I think is what the video was. The rendering time alone, when I went to actually click on render video, I had
Yeah.
to click render and walk away from my computer
Yeah. So
because,
you're talking
like,
talking hours and days of production on a single piece of content.
yes, versus now I can take a video, like let's say for example a podcast episode. For me to upload my podcast episode, for me to summarize it, put an intro and an outro on it, with the music, everything that's on there. I already have all of that stuff pre-populated. So it takes me about 3 minutes to do that, to basically upload the video, allow the AI to find the highlights, do a gut check against it, click render, download the video. I'm able to do that in about 3 minutes. Versus if I were to do that manually in a traditional, like linear video editor, that might take me 3 hours to do that same thing. So, like, it is exponentially greater time savings. Time equals money. It's all, tied in together, right? So,
Sure, absolutely. And I know you shared that one case story of the company using the solution. Is there another story or two you can share of some use cases of customers using the solution for different creative?
yeah, I think there's another one comes to mind. Um, So every company now has chatbots, right, on their website, and you can go and you can ask a question, and you can hopefully get a resolution from a company, through the use of a chatbot. There is a company that is doing that, but now they're basically taking the resolution, what was decided or what ultimately happened, whether it was a chatbot or whether it was you talking to this company on the phone. And once the problem or once that conversation concluded, they are taking various different bullet points or different, I guess, aspects of that call, putting it into Pictory to create a follow-up video, to send out to the client to say, hey, thank you so much for calling company X. Here's a summary to what we described today, and it's more of a, it's more
Oh,
of
that's a
a
great
30
idea.
second video versus right now what they're doing is they're sending snail mail out to those people. So every time they have a
Sure.
conversation with somebody or someone writes in, they will, essentially send out an actual physical letter to that person once it's been rectified. So this just gives them the ability to do, to programmatically do that. And actually, they're working with us now to build that in via an API integration where they can just have it automatically set up, and it just automatically, will send us a request, render the video, we send the video back, they email it out to the client, and it
That's
becomes,
brilliant.
programmatic. So
And I would also have to think in that scenario that at the end of the day, if one customer had a question that wasn't answered on their website, there's 100 more behind them. So it
yep.
probably is a fantastic way to create answers to some FAQs that could be populated online.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think that's like, honestly, Michael, that's the power in what AI can do for you, right? Like now it allows us to think outside of the box from what the traditional kind of experience has been. Like even if you're looking at it from a customer service experience, right? Customer service, you got your FAQs, you got your, maybe your intercom widget on your website where people can chat with you, and you have your support team behind the scenes. Well, now why not take that FAQ and turn it into a video that you can then send as a follow-up to that person after you've had that conversation. So, I think now it's allowing us to do more with our existing workforce. Like it's not taking jobs from people, it's enhancing what that person can do and what they can contribute to that community and their society. So, I think that's where I see AI being a really huge piece of our economy in the coming years.
Yeah, and I'd agree with you. And I think it frees people up to work on higher level, you know,
Exactly.
functions. At the end of the day, you've repurposed all this content. Now you have to get it out there. So that's the opportunity for the person that was spending all their time creating the videos. Now they can spend their time,
Yep.
getting the marketing out there, which is obviously much more beneficial for the company. What you've been there for a bit. What was the biggest challenge that you've seen in terms of developing the AI video technology that you have to market today?
I think for us it's just staying true and staying consistent to the problem that we are trying to solve. There's so much happening in this space, and so many cool, like, shiny things, right? That there's lots of companies that are doing like really crazy funky stuff with text to video. That a company like Pika, right, comes to mind, where you can put in some text, and then it creates like this almost like animated sort of video that's really cool to look at, right? It's like, oh, I just created this cool thing out of text. But for us, the biggest problem is, how do we know the problem that we're trying to solve, and we're trying to continue on this path and try not to get influenced by some of the outside noise, right, that's happening. Because and I'm not trying to say that we're better than anyone else. I'm just saying
Sure.
we're focused on solving a specific problem, and trying to make sure that we communicate that effectively to the people that we want to be in front of, and do so in a way that communicates what problem that we are trying to solve, right? So I think that's it. I wouldn't say it's a problem. It's just been our focus, as a company.
Just out of curiosity, have you seen? Obviously, there's so many people putting out videos. Have you seen any videos from your platform that have gone viral that really even surprised the team over at Pictory?
There was one early on when shortly after I first started, that went viral. I think it was actually on TikTok.
Sure.
That and I could probably go back and find it. I don't remember what it was right off the top of my head, but I know that it got hundreds of thousands of views in a matter of like 2 days. And
Yeah.
I think that was one of the ultimately one of the catalysts, right, for us. Whenever something like that happens, people are obviously interested, and it piques people's interest. I think for me, one of the biggest things is, like, when we look at this end of year wrap video that we just did, there were some companies and there were some customers that have created thousands of videos throughout the course of the year.
Sure.
So, like, that in and of itself, to me, was like, that piece was really cool to see, the fact that we've created something that now allows someone to take their output and exponentially grow it through the use of a platform that we've created. So, but
It's really
no,
exciting. I mean,
yeah,
the number of entrepreneurial startups out there and companies that really need a technology like this to be able to compete it's just amazing to be able to put this into
Yep.
people's hands.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It levels the playing field a lot in a lot of ways for people that are trying to market and compete against other companies with larger budgets, et cetera. One of the things I wrote in my LinkedIn post when I shared that end of your rap video was, if you're creating excuses around why you can't create video because it's time consuming or it's cost prohibitive or all of these things, I'm like, I created almost 270 videos over the course of the year. You can do it too, So
sure,
like there are things out there that are helping us, be more effective with and be a little better stewards, right, of our money. With the money that we spend, it allows us to, to create more and do more with the given budget that we have. But allows us to compete with some of our maybe bigger competitors that are out there that have bigger budgets for marketing spend, etc. So
sure. Well, I can hear listeners out there saying, "Show us the solution already. Share your screen." Can you give us a good demo of how Pictory actually works?
let's see if I have one loaded up here. One of my monitors literally just went off, so I'm hoping that
Yeah,
I
no
can
worries.
load it up here. But um, I think I have
Yeah, no, I
one.
think it's amazing. All of the different takes on AI
Yeah.
that exist out there, and you talk about chatbots. We literally just put our chatbot live over the last few days, so it's
Oh
amazing
wow.
it's amazing the capabilities of
Yeah.
AI and the ability to really I'll I laugh, but some of the answers are better than what I would give.
Yeah, from like yeah, exactly, from a chat bot or from a like a chat GPT powered chat bot. Yeah, I've got something here I can share really quick. Let me just share
Yeah, that
this.
would be great. That way we
Um
can.
and yeah, all right. You should let me know when you can see this here.
Sure.
There
Okay.
we
Yeah,
go.
that's
Showing up.
coming up for us.
Okay. So this is
Perfect.
an example of our edit videos using text solution. So this is a podcast episode that I recorded with a guy that is a CEO of a group that I'm in, talking about partnerships. So you can see that I've got this transcript right on the left hand side. I've got it all separated based off of what I said, what Asher said. You can see there, me on screen, Asher on screen. Right now, I've got a 1 minute and 15-second highlight that that I've chosen based off of the specific text. So I can click on highlights here, and you can see that this was just something that I manually selected. So this is just text that I
Sure.
manually selected. If I wanted to get rid of this, I could just say unhighlight, and now it's going to take this video back to the full 18-minute and 6-second snippet that I had. And then right here, once this loads, it will give me the ability to choose 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, etc. So you can see that it says AI is extracting highlights. Please wait. In the meantime, if I wanted to go through and create a video out of this, I could simply highlight text in the transcript and then just say, I just want to download that specific area of the video. So that's when I
Sure.
told you earlier about this idea of creating 268 videos, I can do that with the ability of me just doing something like this, highlighting the intro and clicking download video. So now I've downloaded
That's
just
crazy.
that section of video. And it goes back, one of the things I mentioned earlier in this idea of rendering the video is rendering in the cloud. So I don't have to take up resources on my computer, which normally happen like from a video editing perspective. I can now go in and I can go further down the transcript. I can highlight some more text and I can create another video out of this video
Create another video.
while this other video is rendering. So, you can see the status, the progress wheel here, etc. So, that in order for me to do it justice, I would probably need to have 45 minutes to do a demo to
Yeah,
show
no,
you
no, that's fine.
everything that's
Uh,
possible.
But just at a high level, so some of the other features or capabilities, obviously audio, you know, titles,
Yeah.
what are some of the big bullet points that people can add to dress up their videos?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So we have this new thing called our brand kit. So you can see here in the top right hand corner, you can create different brand kits. So uploading your colors, your logo, your intro, your outro for the video, and just select that from your drop down. So you just have to do it one time.
Really? So all of that is literally automatically pre-populated and added to each of the videos, so you're
Yeah. So like this
staying true
logo
to
that's here where it says built with partnership leaders in the
yeah.
top left-hand corner, the way that the text appears on screen, all of that is part of your brand kit. So when you save it, that same
Hmm.
look and feel gets applied to every video, regardless if you're starting with a video and finishing with a video, or if you're starting with text and finishing with a video. So it all has the same look and feel. So that's one
And I
element.
have to say, you make it sound so straightforward and simple, but having been there and done all of this by hand, as have you, you realize how much of a time savings this is. That alone is just crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, trying to get the logo in the right spot, every time, if you don't automatically have that
Yeah,
that those settings saved, absolutely. And then if we look at some of the other features, the ability to, tap into some of um, our AI voices that we have. So we have about
sure.
120, I think, AI voices, some 60 of them or so from 11 Labs via an integration that we've done with them, and then the traditional
Yeah, and
AI
I heard
voices.
those that the quality is really fantastic. I mean, yeah, that that's a new integration, right? With 11 Labs,
Yeah, yeah. The
or a
11
new
Labs
capability. Yeah,
integration happened, I think, back in October, if I'm not mistaken. So it's fairly new. We have this. I think we have close to 60 voices from 11 Labs, and then I think close to like 80 voices from just your kind of off the shelf Amazon, Microsoft, Google voices as well, that are
sure.
part of our lower tier plan. But there's that, our stock library that is over now 10 million images and videos to select from.
Wow.
So those
Sure.
two things alone, like you go out and buy a subscription to 11 Labs and Getty, that's probably going to be more than your subscription directly to Pictory. So the fact that we have all of
Absolutely.
those things built into one subscription is definitely just another add-on, right? Uh, another way to get value out of this tool.
Yeah, I mean, the amount that you're providing in the one solution for a very economical cost is it's tremendous, and it's obviously something you can do because you're doing this at scale.
Yep.
Obviously, if you were to reach out to grab all those individual components, it just wouldn't be possible. Very nice. Now, the other thing I was wondering, as far as the solution itself, are there different uh, ways that people license it? Is it by the video, by the user, by the other different packages? How would they decide which way to get started?
Yeah, so we have three different tiers that you can subscribe to, and it's all based off of the number of videos you want to create on a monthly basis. So our starting tier is, I think it's uh, 10 videos a month, and then our next tier up is 30 videos a month, and then our highest tier is up to 90 videos a month. And each of those
Okay,
videos,
so really just deciding on the
right,
usage.
usage.
Yeah.
It's very much usage based, absolutely, kind of across the board.
And can you give a few more ideas, for some of the listeners that have content that they want to repurpose, some different ways in which they can repurpose it to get the most out of it? Like, what would be your advice to somebody that were looking over your shoulder and saying, "Hey, I've got 400 blog posts that my team has written over these last years. How do we repurpose that and make them go as far as they can?"
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Obviously the we do this ourselves. So every time we create a blog post, every time we write a blog post, we then turn that blog post into a video. So studies have shown that video helps with SEO purposes. So having video on a website, on a web page, helps with ranking. And the fact now that you can now have something that accompanies that, quickly and easily is definitely something that bodes well for putting that into practice, right? So, if I look
Sure.
at holistically, just to thinking about us specifically, so using that as one of the tactics, but also then use like for our sales team, I coach our sales team on taking the content that we have, repurposing it into a short little explainer video through the use of Pictory and using that in their sales process. We obviously, whenever there's a product update, a new product feature, we will use Pictory to create a video that explains, here's this new product or this new feature, right, that's coming out. And a lot of times we do that with a script. So we will actually take
Sure.
a write-up of the feature and we'll throw it into Pictory, and then we will use screenshots or images of that update to accompany that. So, we think about, instead of thinking about it as, oh, I'm a marketer and I need this, or I'm a product person and I need it for this, I encourage people to think about it holistically at a company level. So, if you're a company, if you're an organization and you have, a team of marketers and people are doing social content, people are, creating videos, people are writing long form web copy, they can utilize Pictory for that. If you have a sales team, they can use Pictory to now take and create um, like almost like faceless explainer videos on different products and features and use cases. If you're a product team and you need to relay an update to your internal team on different product features or updates that you're doing, that can now be done with a script to video. So like there's so many different use cases that can be done across an organization, and I think that's that's one of the things that we're really wanting to dive into this year with our new teams plan and having this idea of collaborative video experience.
And are there any specific, you know, integrations or anything like that uh, you know, work along with Pictory that you might want to highlight? Or
Yeah, so right now we're working on an integration with Zapier. So if you are looking to automate different processes, like let's say, for example, you have a bunch of videos stored in Google Drive and you wanted to summarize those videos,
sure.
that's one of the ways that we are. One of the things that we're working on right now is Zapier integrations to make that process easier to take that content that might live in various places within organizations or even individuals and allow them to do that. So that's one integration that we're working on. There's a few other integrations that we have that I'm not at liberty to speak about yet, just because we're still
Sure.
developing
No,
them.
that's
But
fair.
integrations is definitely a big focus for us over the coming quarter one, Q1, as it were. So, have lots of different things that we're working on and ways to enhance and improve the Pictory experience.
Yeah, and it sounds like being able to auto, caption videos, auto transcribe videos, that obviously is a huge time saver. Are there other features that have been released over the last couple of months that you'd like to highlight that a lot of users have been waiting for that they're excited about?
Yeah, I think the last one that kind of comes to mind, we covered off the 11 Labs voices. But one of the things we just released outside of the 11 Labs and Brand Kit is multiple language support. So now I think we support 29 different languages from text to video. So you can upload a script in Spanish and create a Spanish video with Spanish subtitles. And, it uses the AI to match text that is being provided in Spanish. So that's just one example. I think there's 29 new languages.
So are you saying to me that I could take this podcast and we could put it out there in Spanish?
So we don't translate it. So,
okay.
But if you, let's say, for example, you're a Spanish speaker, and you can upload this video in Spanish. It will summarize the video in Spanish. But you can also then, from a text to video perspective, if you're if you write in Spanish, you can upload a script in Spanish and create a Spanish video out of that with Spanish speaker, Spanish subtitles, the whole thing.
That's powerful. That is powerful. And you're saying there's over 20, you said 29 languages?
Yeah, I think if I was just looking at the release video again this morning, I think it was either 25 or 29 languages that were just released like 2 weeks ago. So
okay, all right, that's huge. I think a lot of people will absolutely appreciate that feature. And I'm not sure if you're privy to let us know, but are there any updates that are coming that you can share publicly?
I guess I could probably tease. Just I can't tell you exactly the process, but we talked earlier about this idea of prompt to video. We're working on an integration with another company where you could put a prompt in and it would create a video, allow you to preview the video, and then even without having a Pictory subscription, you could see the video that Pictory creates, and if you like it, you can go sign up and then edit the video further and actually render it. So working on an integration with a company to do like prompt to video experiences as well.
Neat. No, it's really a very exciting area of startups and an exciting area of the internet, and it's an amazing time to be witnessing everything that we're seeing, especially from having come from the old Rolodex days, as you say. This is definitely coming full circle, and having done a lot of this by hand on both ends, you can really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's truly transformative technology right now for people that are trying to, as the old saying goes, work smarter, not harder. And I think that's definitely what these AI technologies are providing to us.
And one final question I want to ask you, because I know there are a lot of people out there that are wondering, at the end of the day, everyone has all of these crazy ideas as to what they'd like to see in the product. How is it that the team decides which product ideas that are submitted to move forward with, and where do the new ideas come from?
Yeah, so we actually publish our product roadmap on our website, so you can go see the product roadmap there. I think there's a link at the bottom of the site that you can click on. You can see everything that's on there, and if there's something that's not on there, you can submit it to us, and then I think even there's an availability to like vote or like to +1 different things that are on there. So we do look at that, and we take a look at what people are asking for. One of the things that our CEO always says is you can't build a product in a vacuum. It has to be built in the market, and build a product based off of what problems people are trying to solve, not necessarily guess at what problems they're trying to solve. So that is something that we, I guess you could say, eat, sleep, and breathe, when it comes to product development.
Okay, so that's refreshing. A lot of people really are, happy to know that you are taking the feedback and hearing their voices and all of that. Yeah. So we'll leave a link in the show notes for anyone that would like to sign up. I believe there's still a free trial that they can take advantage of, right? So they can take the solution for a test, and we'll leave a link in the show notes. I'd also like to let everybody know, coming up on our next episode, we have Chad Brown. He's a serial entrepreneur and the founder of a company, Orange Docs. They have a secure file sharing and team collaboration platform. at a high level, he's driven by his passion for building software as a service products. Chad created Orange Talks to streamline business communications, and he shares his vision on this next episode on empowering teams to work smarter through integrating file sharing, tracking, recipient actions, and access control. So be sure to visit softwareoasis.com, subscribe to the Software Spotlight to stay in the know, and sign up for our 2024 AI webinar series, which is starting the third week of this month and continuing into next month. And we really appreciate your taking the time out to join us on the webinar today, Mark.
Absolutely. Thanks again, Michael, for having me.
Hey, thank you.